Nobody is brave enough to save me. Northland is scary. Look, mate, I can only hope you're safe. I really do. Stay on my live, mate. We'll keep you safe, bro. We're going to roll over to YouTube, guys. So if you do want to continue the chat, we'll be live over there. There's not too much SuperCoach to talk about, but hey, if you want to talk footy, if you want to talk Milo, if you want to talk ice cream, feel free to come over. But hey, Sonny, it's all right. You can come over to YouTube, mate. Goodbye, mate. I'll see you later, bro. Thanks for the support. Thanks, guys. I'll have a bit of a captain's video Thursday, I reckon, Thursday night. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Talks what Woolies, chook, choc milk, chicken tenders. Jeez. Quite the variety there, mate. I am a sucker for chocky milk, not going to lie. Chocolate oak, that's the way to go. I'll talk to you guys soon. Catch you later. Good evening, YouTube. How are we? Let me get rid of that. What's going on, guys? Jimmy, the Big Bite Graham. What a name. Shorty, how many bites for grilled cheese dipped in tomato soup? This sounds like Brad to me. This is very Brad-like. How many bites for a grilled cheese dipped in tomato soup? Look, I reckon you could knock that off in... That could be an 8-bite sort of operation, I reckon. I reckon you could do that. Whoa! It's an aggressive name. We're going to call you Hunter. Apparently, Jack Silvani is getting more action on his dates with McRae than poor old Shorty. That could be Brad too. Who knows? The man's back in the country. Anything is possible. But look, who knows, mate? Shorty's spending the night in Melbourne tomorrow night, so let's just see what's going on there. Let's just see what's happening. Hawksy, Stonky, what's up, mate? I've arrived to harass you. It's a pleasure, mate. Good to see you. Keep the TikTok kiddos over there. This is where the real men are. What's going on, mate? Good to see you. Gone, Brain. I traded Hayden Young. Oh, no. And it's absolutely stuffed me for the rest of the year, mate. That is stiff, mate. Like, that is honestly unlucky. Like, he just can't get it right, can he? He looked like a good play at the price, and yeah, that one hurts. It really does. Lukey boy, hello to the future Melbourne coach, Daniel Short. How are you? You ready for the challenge of being a senior coach next year? I think I'm ready for it, mate. I think I've just built up to this, mate. I'm ready. Hawksy, wow, an actually working mic. Unbelievable. I like it better when you sound crap. Yeah. Well, come on. I can't be getting cancelled now. I mean, that's one of the looser names you're going to see. Goodness me. Joshua Shorty, how's it going, mate? Good, mate. Good. I had just an absolute filthy nap today. It was just great, Finished work, went home, and I was like, you know what? Most days I'll sort of push on, go to the gym, but I was like, no, you got your live. Why not? Stuff it. Have a little sleep and just peaceful. It was nice. I don't often actually nap. I'll sometimes just lie there, but this was nice. Luke, what's going on, mate? This is our man who's pretty high up on the ranks. How you going? 2,800 dropped somehow to 450, but I am cooked. One trade left, and have you guessed it, Lockie Neal, after such a good game, he's gone. Regretted trading Merritt to Gone last week. Oh, geez. Look, so hard to predict, isn't it? And this is why, it's advantageous to have a trade or two up your sleeve, but sometimes, you can take a risk and it pays off. And then, like, isn't it crazy to drop in rank with a 2,800? Like, that's absurd. That is absurd. Trippy Blue, have Neil and Horn France on the bench rotting away around 125-ish. McCarthy's 23rd. Think the season is cooked. Wow, I mean, to have those both on the bench, like, you ranked pretty nicely, bro. Good luck to you. That's still a very respectable rank, no doubt about that. Luke continues, but Shorty, it's up to you. It's up to you. Put yourself in my rank and think, all right, here we go. With 538K, if she's trade or keep with Liddy on the bench. If trade, who for? This is a lot of pressure, mate, and I want to take it seriously. So 538K, you have one trade left, and if you don't trade Neil, Liddy is on the field. Is that correct? Please confirm that, and I will get back to you. Hawksy, still got the 2 trades. My main man, Tristan Cherry, is back. No Neil, no Rosie. So far, I stay winning. Also, his Isaac Kakao Primo. Thank goodness Cherry is back, mate. I've been holding on to him. Thank goodness for that. Lukey boy, I'm sure you'll be great at the roll, Shorty. You're the man to get Melbourne back up the top. That's it, mate. In Shorty, we trust. I'll put my application in on Monday, you know. Pentos, here we go. Oh, my God. What's there to talk about now? There's so much SuperCoach talk. No. Mate, there's final SuperCoach. We're going to have final SuperCoach. But what can we talk about? I mean, how many teaspoons of Milo do you do in your glass? That's what I really want to hear. And people were discussing on the TikTok the Milo ice cream and the Milo cereal. I reckon the Milo cereal sucks, but the ice cream is good. And it's our mate Hunter. Shorty, old Tommy Stewardess, gonna get a rest in the next 3 weeks. I think it's a big chance. Yeah, I think it's a big chance. He's been sort of carrying that knee for a little bit, I reckon. Still playing well, but wouldn't shock me if they rested him. We do have the pre-finals bye as well, so maybe that will ensure he doesn't, but it's got to be a chance. Hawksy, Shorty, if you're Melbourne's coach, can you rest Gorn? Nothing to do with SuperCoach, I promise. Real tactical move there from the man. Pentos, what's your top 5 breads ever? Breads. Look, I enjoy multigrain, and I can't give you a top 5, but is it? Let me just Google. My number 1 bread that I like to go is the Halgers. I think it's bloody pumpkin seed or some shit. Yeah, that one. Pumpkin seed and grain is a quality bread. We respect that. Pierce Aldershaw. Iconic Australians, Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter, Nicole Kidman, Oscar-winning actress, Hugh Jackman, actor Wolverine, Kylie Minogue, Pop Queen, Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee, start, bench, and D-list. Gee whiz. So you've named 5 there. Can I start and bench any of them? Or do I have to I don't know. I thought this was like a fuck, marry, kill kind of operation. But look, big Kylie fan. Got to start Kylie. Steve Irwin, I mean, look, I don't know how I'm meant to, this is hard, bro. They're all legends. I mean, Nicole Kidman, I'm not really a big movie guy. If I had to delist someone, but, Hugh Jackman, he's a good guy. Fuck. Man, that's kind of tough. I feel like I'm shooting Bambi there, our heartbeat's true, mate. How well is it beating at the moment? Because that is tough, bro. It's tough seeing good one go. Was that a bit of a surprise for you? Blessedy, hopefully Rosie will play this week. Miss those AM radio signals, mate. I know. Who would have thought? Who would have thought I'd get the mic going first time? Colin Bryan, who are the best midfielders under 450? I think I'm going to go Newcomb. Well, this will hurt me, right? But Luke Davies-Uniacke is at the price, is actually a pretty good option at the price. Look, otherwise, I mean, Newcomb, yes, but without Day, he's every chance to cop a fair bit of attention. So, yeah, I'm going to have to lock in my boy, Luke Davies-Uniacke. Tom Stewart should have got suspended. I must admit, in the moment, I thought he may. I thought he may. It's one of those ones where if he got the guy concussed, he'd be gone. Yes, correct. All right, 538. So with that rank, you've just got to go for it. You've got to go for it. Liddy's not good enough coverage. We've got to go for it. All right. So 538. Because others will be in your position too. And in your position, right? So I think you want to go someone slightly different. Like Jordan Clark, 15% of teams. He's relatively popular. Connor Rosie, 30%. He's injured anyway. Who knows how he's going? Now, I think you want to go slightly left field. Now, I'm looking at Errol Goulden in 7% of teams. I think he's a guy that can be a needle mover. He can give you a 150 because I think at that rank, you don't want to go someone that's everyone's got, and you probably don't even want to go like as good as Jordan Clark is. He's consistent. He'll give you 110, the occasional 140, but he's more of a consistent guy. So I think you want to launch into someone like an Errol Goulden. You got guys like Sarong and that, but I'm liking maybe a slight. He's not exactly point of difference, but I'm going Errol Goulden, mate. I'm going Errol Goulden. I'm a Washcroft fan, and am I keen? Yeah, good point. Look, I think it's a matter of time before Will Ashcroft takes over that midfield, and I think we're going to get a bit of a taste of it over the next month. I'm not saying he'll take over because McCluggage is in good form and everything, but I reckon Will Ashcroft next year, so he'll average about early hundreds. 101's his average at the moment. I reckon by the end of the year, he's averaging 102, 103. He's a prime candidate to go 110 next year, I reckon. Pentos, yeah, Milo cereal is buns, bro. Milo ice cream is great. Yeah, I'll tell you what, like a core memory for me, Australian Open, Milo cups, sun beating down, you're watching the tennis, and you're just getting that ice cream going in the sun, and you're just eating at the perfect pace where it's melting nicely, not too much, but it's not too hard. It's just melting perfectly. You got that little ice cream melt feel going. It's just good stuff. Good stuff. Joshua, we can talk about how the Crum are on fire. They sure are, mate. There's no doubting that. Can they win it? Can they win the flag? Pentos, yeah, bro. Multigrain is so underrated. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. What about this? If you're having toast, right? What are you putting on your toast? I've got one that'll throw you, I reckon. Luke, anyway, what did you actually think of Goodwin's sacking? Not surprised, but surprised it came now. Yeah, I'll probably agree. Like, I think the timing of it was strange. I kind of thought it would have either been after the St Kilda loss or at the end of the season. Maybe it was just in the timings of the meetings they had with the board and that type of thing. But I think it's probably fair. Like, I think his style of coaching has maybe been left behind a bit, and whether he can change or not, maybe the jury's out. Maybe they don't think he can. But the Melbourne brand has to change, and it hasn't, and they've sort of been left behind. So I think it's fair, and sometimes it depends more on who's out there too. Maybe Buckley or Longmire, maybe they reckon they can get him. Hunter, the cherry popper, going to smash the Giants' ruck. Yeah, I think so. I think they'll go nuts, and he'll return very, very nicely. Light rye from Blesty. Look, not one that I've dabbled in too much. In fact, I don't really recall having it too often, but worth my time. Hawksy, okay, here's the situation. It's New Year's Eve. You're out with your mates. Which color glow stick do you go for? Look, if they've got a purple one, give me the purple, mate. Give me the purple. And glow sticks are deep, man. You want that analogy, guys. Sometimes a glow stick, it's got to break before it can truly glow. So if you're feeling broken, man, you're about to glow, my guy. Fuck. Sometimes I surprise myself, guys. I mean, that's just deep. That's just deep. It's overhated. Can't remember what we're talking about. It was probably Milo cereal. We should have bloody rested Gorn last week against the Eagles. Oh, mate, don't talk about that. I can't afford it. Oh, yeah, 3. All right. Okay. It's tough. I am going to go. See, I'm not. Acting doesn't. I'm not a huge movie guy, but obviously these are iconic legends. I'm going to delist Nicole, and that feels harsh. I'm going to start. I'm starting Kylie. I just think she's got some absolute hits, mate. You know, she's got some hits, iconic legend. And we're going to chuck Steve Irwin on the bench. I mean, the thought of just bringing him back, I mean, the world just needs some of that Steve Irwin energy, you know? So you got to respect it. Goodwin was the second worst coach in the comp behind Voss. Wow, cop that. No surprise for him then. Our heartbeat's true. Chester looked all right against us. Do you think West Coast keep him at the club? Yeah, I must admit he did look okay. I haven't looked at his numbers, but he's been a guy that they've been waiting and waiting. So I think so. Yeah, look, I think they're going to give guys like him. He's a first round pick. I know he's been around for a little bit, but yeah, I think they're going to probably turf some older guys and give him opportunity, I would say. What was your ATAR shortbread? Ooh, personal question. 55. So not great. Not great. Actually, not something I share all too often, but Pentos, because you asked, I will share it with you. But yeah, no, I was pretty rattled at the time. I will admit I was pretty cut, pretty disappointed. You know, they build up that score pretty highly and build a lot of importance around it. And at the time, I was like, far out, what the hell? You know, I thought I'd do better than that. But in the end, it really didn't matter. Blessed Hugh Jackman also plays for Port Adelaide. That's done, yeah. The Cheese and Nero got a new engine. Oh, Lukey, what's up, mate? And if you do get in as coach, I'll look forward to Cats v Melbourne in round 1 next year. Shorty coaching against his childhood team. Chris Scott v Daniel Shaw. A coaching matchup of the ages. That's it, mate. That's it. I think I'd secretly throw the game, you know, give the Cats the win. It wasn't really a surprise, I don't think, but I think at the time it happened was. Yeah. I think in the timing was definitely the surprise. I've already got LDU. Well, I respect that. The LDU glaze is crazy. It's just because of the price, mate. It's just because of the price. Look, I know he's been terrible this year, but if you're looking at under 450, I think you got to consider. If I am the board, I'm sacking him maybe 2 weeks after the season's end. Yeah, fair play. Hewitt, we're talking Georgie boy. Yeah, he's been pretty solid. You already have Errol. God damn. All right, back to the drawing board. $5.38 was it? Like if you wanted to go pod, and I don't know if this has to be, I don't know if this works dual position. I'll stick with mids, but Brian Myers is honest. He's playing centre bounce mid, but it's risky, right? And honestly, I wouldn't do it. It's probably too risky. As our mate said before, George Hewitt in the discussion, he's in 10% of teams. I would like someone under 10%. You know, Ed Richards, like Sarong, I feel is the safest bet, but I don't see any point with the ownership. Now I'm going to look at the doggies run because I like Ed Richards at the price, but what are there some tagging options? I don't see Melbourne tagging because he is a bit of a tag target. Next round, they have West Coast. I wouldn't anticipate a tag there. And last round, they have Freo. Occasionally tag, probably rare. I'm locking in Ed Richards. Capable ceiling. No obvious tags ahead. Reasonable ownership percentage. I'm going Ed Richards, mate. Do you have him? Thoughts on Ginnivan, the smart ass, on his interview at the airport? Oh, look, I don't think either of them covered himself in glory. Like, I thought the reporter was probably a bit antagonizing. Like, sort of felt like it just seemed a bit childish from both. Like, he didn't answer it well. I thought she just poked and prodded him like a bit unprofessionally. He probably should be more prepared for that because he's going to cop a bit of that stuff. I think he probably should have just owned it and been like, yeah, look, play with a bit of flair, a bit of character. Got egg on my face today, but, rather than just, it was childish. I didn't rate either of it. Sligo, not a bad shout. Don't know if I'd trust him completely. Luke, do you reckon Jezza gets to 100 goals? Sure. Yeah, we've had this one a bit, actually. I do. Not in the home and away season, but I reckon he'll be in your early to mid 90s by the end of the home and away year. And my prediction is that he brings up the 100 in the second final. So wherever that falls, that's where I reckon he'll do it. Pentos Streets won't forget round 1 and round 2 LDU 2023. Was that when he went absolutely insane and he looked like bloody Chris Judd? Let me see the year. (2023) 32 and 30, 143, 155. Yeah. Oh, that's the LDU I dream of. And then he came back and just went bonkers. Gosh. I want to pick him again. Why? Why do I do these things? This says, oh, yes, we answered that one. Old mate, Shorty is the real needle mover. Only when Kelly and Jesus Christ. Josh Dacos, yeah, it's not a bad option. Not a bad option. Hawksy, honey on toast every morning. Okay. Peanut butter and banana with cinnamon is my very little fancy guy over here. Okay. But left field, but is goated trust. Okay. I roll with your peanut butter and honey. Peanut butter is the smooth variety. Lay it on thick, my guys. Lay it on thick. Don't muck around. And it slaps. It absolutely slaps. Yanko, Brad Green, worst interview ever made out of his league. Yeah, I've heard a bit of that. I've only heard snippets of him, but I've heard people being like, this bloke is no good in the media. I'm like, oh, geez. So very, very interesting. That's a good one coming up. I can just sense it. I think the board didn't want Carlton to sack Voss before Goody. Yeah, look, they're both struggling a bit, eh? Bless you. Simon Goodwin is now Simon Badloss. Give Light Rye a go. All right, thank you, mate. And here we go. Billiam Poventry. What a name. Reminds me of a bloke. But hello, sir. New to the channel. I come here after visiting Geelong's finest fortune teller. I was told a man named Shorty was doomed to fall in a prestigious draft league. Come off it, son. I've gone to all lengths to find you just to let you know. Sorry for the future loss. Yeah. Let me just find what we're playing for, mate. Gee whiz. Here it is, my guys. Here it is. It's draft grand final this week, and it's me versus Cov. I knocked him off in the earlier final, but he's been the clear front runner. As you can see, I did win in 23, and I have been lazy and still haven't done the 2024 one, but I lost in the grand final. And Covey boy has had an outstanding season. He deserves to go in as favourite, but it's going to be very, very tense, and that is where my interest will lie. So, good. Thanks for the insight, Billiam. Shorty glow stick in the box on a first date. There's a lot of innuendo in that, my guy. Joshua, someone edit Shorty into one of those inspirational edits. Yanko, Melbourne should chase Chris Scott $2 million a year for 5 years. Look, I mean, I don't know. He may want a new challenge, but I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to pull him out of the category, I reckon. Pentos. Anyway, I'm off. Shorty, have a good one. You too, mate. Good to see you, bro. We'll talk again soon. Yeah. What's going on? In Shorty Supercoach League 6, I'm without Rosie, Cherry. Well, Cherry's back this week, which will be good. Field, Angus Clark playing the 1 seed. It all comes down to one matchup, Sarong v. Brayshaw. I need Sarong to outscore Brayshaw by 7 to win it. Gee whiz. And as has happened all season, Sarong scores. Yeah. Oh, we're talking about last week. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, jeez, absolutely spew him. Every single game I check fan footy, I see Sarong, he's doing okay. Then I scroll up and find Brayshaw. I hate Sarong and Brayshaw. Oh, mate, that is brutal. That is brutal. Look, that just sums up how frustrating Supercoach is and the issue we have with these cookie cutter sides, that it ultimately just can come down to one or two matchups with your differences to your opponent. That's what I absolutely hate, and I feel like we need to do something different, or at least have alternatives. But that's a totally other different spiel. And yeah, sorry for the loss there, mate. That is very disappointing. You probably need to delete not watch. RJ Ripper, reckon Blues sack Voss because of Goodwin's sacking to get the best available coach for the future. Yeah, it could produce a bit of a ripple effect because they will want to be in the market if they're thinking that way. So, yeah, I think if they are going down that path, we might see a move soon. But, yeah, it's always hard to say. Lukey boy, if you sack a coach with 3 rounds to go, just let them coach out the year and then sack them. Not much of a point sacking a coach with 3 rounds left. Yeah, look, I think they had that meeting and the board meeting and decided that he was going to be sacked. He was given the option to coach out the season. But who wants to do that? I think when you're sacked, you're just done, aren't you? So he was given the option. So I guess it could have been done and he would have had a little, send-off tour. But, yeah, I think he's too proud for that. Widescreen TV, Newcomb, probably not for me. Just has not been in good form at all. And I think Will Day being out, it really hurts him. I think he struggles when copping a bit of attention, Newcomb. Luke, I remember in 2019, Freo sacked Ross Lyon with only 1 round to go. There you go. Was it really that late? Yanko, Jordan Sweet swing him in the flex. Yeah, he's been in good form. He's in good form, no doubt about it. Bit of a surprise. Tiger Rewalt, what's going on, mate? How are you? Are you just talking back to Hawksy? Some people got it. Shit. True, that guy is ass. Luke, no, I don't. So Richards, it is. Unless, what about Miller? 2%. Check out his run. It's all right. Yeah, that's true. What do they got? They got obviously this week is Carlton. Giants. And then they play. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, right. So is that last game? So righto. So maybe that last game is going to count towards our overall score. Someone told me it wasn't, but yeah. My gut feel would be Richards, but yeah, Miller's not a bad shout either. But if I had to choose, I would go Richards. Hey, Jack, what's going on, Shorty? How are you? Great, man. I'm well, mate. How are you? Great to see you. Straight into my 2 Cash League prelims, but some serious trouble now with both Chera and Neil out with no trades. Saying grace, I scored 29.50 with the C on Grundy. Mate, that is huge, bro. Well played. We love a Cash League prelim. Straight into it. Good stuff, mate. And hopefully Chera comes back in a week or 2. At least you've got that bye. But yeah, Neil out definitely hurts, doesn't it? Stuart, I think Lockie Ash was a missed chance early on. Yeah, 100% agree. I remember looking at him and being like, one of those guys that I just wasn't sure on. Like, oh, is this just a hot run of form? Like, they've still got Whitfield there. Is he the main man? But yeah, definitely one that we missed there. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, we talk about so many mid-prices and so many breakout contenders and miss so many of them. And then it was just Lockie Ash just sitting there that we didn't even think about. Like, I can't remember even. I'm sure someone did, but he's probably been a guy that we've talked about in years gone by breaking out. And all of a sudden, like, I don't even know if there are any warning signs. Like, Lockie Ash starts the season at 456. And like, how did he end last year? Sometimes that can be a bit of a sign. Yeah, back end of last year was nothing. Like, it was obviously a bit of a change in role for this season. And yeah, maybe we missed it over the preseason, but yeah, no, that's a good point. Luke, do you reckon Clark could get sacked this season if North don't beat the Tigers next week? He's got to go. Woo-hoo. I don't think he gets sacked. You're right. Potentially, if you lose to the Tigers, it could cause an absolute uproar. But I don't see him getting sacked. But yeah, there is a feeling that I don't know. I'm not sure he's the coach that he once was. So it's probably a bit closer than we think. But here we go. Exclusive breaking news. Michael Voss will remain the coach of the Carlton Football Club. Daniel Gorringe and Mitch Cleary tell me. Well, I'll probably trust Mitch Cleary. I don't know if Daniel Gorringe has been breaking news for too long, but yeah, Carlton's board is currently meeting with Michael Voss. Oh, there you go. There we go. This is a bit of AFL 360 work, or Stuart, hate to ask, how do you get the name Shorty? Hate to ask. Nah, look, it's pretty boring. It's just my last name. So my last name's Short. So yeah, I remember in primary school there was like 3 or 4 Daniels in the 2 classes, and yeah, just quite quickly became the differentiation of Shorty, and just stuck. Howdy, Hordy, how we doing? I'm good, mate. How are you? Pissed at myself for being talked into taking Gaun's 131 instead of rolling Grundy. Trusty gut. Still got 2,779 and up 4 spots to 632, but could have been way better. Also got cucked by Rosie. Oh, mate. Yeah, Grundy is just going insane. He's just producing like Gary Ablett Jr. numbers. It's ridiculous. Magpies, hi, Shorty. Sorry, but late. No worries, mate. Had footy training. Got one SuperCoach question for the night. Best Neil replacement: Hewitt, Richards, Clark, Sarong, Zorko, Ashcroft, any other pod under 540, Jezza, Thilthorpe, etc. I think Jezza has a lot of merit. Like, I think he really will go big. You know they're going to look for him, particularly against Essendon and Richmond. So if you want a pod, not bad. He's probably getting less and less pod at the moment. I think he's already in 10% of sides. Can you get Sinclair or Brayshaw? I'm feeling like maybe there's not much excess cash. I probably like Ed Richards of those. Jordan Clark, a very safe bet. Like, he's a very safe, reliable option. So if that's what you're looking for, that's good. But yeah, I think Ed Richards, slightly less ownership, no tags coming up for him, does have a ceiling at his best. So Cameron also very, very capable. Newcomb or Chris? Poor, geez. Look, if I had to go out of the two, I mean, I would go Newcomb, but I don't particularly like either. Luke, are you ready to end Brad Scott's tenure at Essendon on Friday night? Yeah, it could be one of those ones. Look, we have seen a few Geelong smashings down at the Cattery, which have ended coaching careers. So maybe it could be, mate. Magpies. Carlton have just finished a 5-hour board meeting with Voss, and the boss survives. There you go. Wowee. Widescreen TV. I went to GMHBA Stadium a few weeks ago. Legit. How is it fit for a ground? I legit saw 4 corners on it. It's a rectangle. They should save it for the AFLX Grand Final. Oh, come on, mate. It's a great place. We can't have every bloody stadium being the same, mate. Come on now. It's a beautiful ground. Beautiful. Oh, Jack's back. I'm going to have to cover Neil with Liddy. McCarthy is in D7. Oh, man, that is so frustrating. I can't swing him in the midfield. Lockie Ash has been great pickup after round 13 being pretty consistent. Yeah, he has. He really has. But that is so frustrating having McCarthy not being able to be swung into the mid, mate. Gosh. Magpies, have you heard anything more about the new SuperCoach format? Came out, SuperCoach Insta during the week. There's a mini game called SuperCoach Finals. Could be fun, hopefully. Yeah, I did see that. I think it'll be interesting to see how it differs from what we do at the moment. Like, in the past, we've had, like, years ago, I remember they did SuperCoach Finals, and I reckon, yeah, they probably did. I think it was unlimited trades. Like, I think you could just change your team each week, because obviously some teams would win and go through and miss a week and that type of thing. But yeah, and I think I'll do it. It'd be interesting to see. I hope they'd give us something different. Like it's a good opportunity to just maybe throw in like a different type of rule, or maybe, yeah, something different would be cool. Maybe it's a limit to, how many players you can have from a certain club or something like that, just to provide some sort of point of difference. Not sure. Shorty, did you fix your car window? Yes, I did. I did finally fix that. Well, I didn't fix it. I got it fixed by someone. So, yeah, we're a bit warmer in the car now, mate. Thank you. Here we go. Pierce, start bench day list. The Fev, Josh Kennedy from West Coast, or Buddy Franklin. Oh, you've got to start Buddy. Like, he's just all-time brilliant. Now, look, I'm going to delist Josh Kennedy. That seems a little bit harsh, but I feel like the Fev is going to bring a few through the gates. Like, I'm putting him on the bench. I just think he's a guy that if you want to get the people through the gates to come and watch, and at his best, he was insane. So, going to chuck that one in. Hawksy, Voss survived because he's guaranteed a free win in round 24. Yeah, that's a big board meeting. Gee, he must have just hang on. Just saw Dan Gorridge's Insta post, and Voss will remain coach for the season. Not sure about next season, though. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the update, mate. I don't know. I think the Blues will still be looking around to see who's available in the off-season, I think. Nifty Nev, g'day, champion. How are you, mate? What's going on? With Neil out, now have to field our friend McCarthy. That average is up to 99, by the way. Going to be close. Yeah, I know. Oh, I did acknowledge that he had a big week last week and just tipped that average into your favour. So it's going to be very interesting to watch, mate. Let's keep an eye on that. Hawksy, misses his cats. I'm Don's. We're going to go to the game. I'm not an alcoholic. I never drink, but I will be found at the members bar. I might see you around, mate. I'll be there. So keep an eye out. I might see you. J2, favourite time of the week. Gosh, mate, that's just too kind, bro. It's great to see you. Great to see you. Jake, I'm back, shorty. What time's the quiz? Look, I reckon it might even be 15 minutes away. Like, we don't have as many questions. We'll probably go for about an hour, I reckon. So what are we, 37 minutes in now? So, yeah, look, maybe give it 15 minutes and we'll probably chuck the code out because, yeah, we're nearly caught up to the comments already. So thank you, mate. Hawks, you think for finals games, you just pick a team every week? Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. Thank you. Yeah, quiz, I reckon 8:40. I think it'll be about 8:40. Maybe just before we'll put the code out. Magpies, thoughts on Nick Vlosson's 3-round average of 132? Focusing on leagues. Pod could be nice or go safe with Clark or Richards. No one in the league has either of them. So probably stupid question. But yeah, really no one in the league has them. Yeah, look, if you were looking for a pod in rank, then yeah, Vloston, not the worst because he can run hot and he can get those intercept marks going. But yeah, like you said, you probably answered your own question there. And I think if none of them have those guys, I'd go Jordan Clark. I feel a bit safer with him. Oh, here we go. Oh, that call is more shocking than your car window. What are you, a West Coast man, are you, mate? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Jack, who is your VC and C this week? I'm thinking Sinclair into Gorney or Bont. Gorn will want to play big for Goodwin's last game, but Dogs need a win to make finals. Bont's safer option. Is Goodwin coaching? I thought he was just done. I didn't think he was having a last game, but I'm thinking I'll probably go Nick Dacos on Thursday. Probably into, I'm thinking maybe Tristan Cherry just on the return, nice and fresh, absolutely hanging for it. That's why I'm probably looking at it. I mean, most people, if you have Brodie Grundy, you're going to go with him. If you've got Jeremy Cameron, probably worth a shout to put the VC on him as well. Is probably the way I'd be looking at it, mate. RJ Ripper, are the Cats trying to get a home final in Geelong? Oh no, I think they've probably given up on that one. Look, it's not gonna match up anyway. Look, I think the only teams we would do that against are probably Freo and the Giants. Gold Coast, probably. So even if we somehow got into second, we certainly wouldn't be hosting Brisbane or Collingwood or Adelaide at Geelong. Maybe if we were playing a second final, if we lost, we got Freo, Gold Coast and Giants all in the bottom half of the 8. We might be able to host them, but I'm not too sure. J2 Coasters will coast into a prelim. Oh, geez. He's up and about on the Gold Coast Suns train. Look, it'd be good to see. It's going to be big. It's going to be big, mate. First final series. Who are some distributors that Geelong can target? Reckon we need a good kicking half back. 100% agree, mate. 100% agree. We really do. Who would there be that you could snare? Because you're right. I think we need a bit of. Most teams can rebound from halfback really well. Stewart used to do it a bit, but I feel like Lawson Humphreys does it a little bit. I feel like we still move the ball well. We just do it in a different way. But yeah, I think you're right. But to be fair, I'm just having a look through the clubs. No one really springs to mind. Trying to think if anyone's like, out of contract or anything like that. Like D'Ambrosio, when he was available, would have been someone to have a look at, and even Caleb Daniel. Like I know he hasn't had a great year at North, scoring wise, he has, but people get frustrated with his defensive stuff. But no, it's a good question. Definitely worth thinking about. Pierce, mate, I'm about to have a date with the bar at the Eagles v Adelaide game. Yeah, mate, it could be rough. Look, you got to stick by your boys, don't you? But yeah, that could get rough. That could get rough. Hawksy, shorty. If I do see you, I'll come say good day. I'll be likely the only Don's scarf in the crowd, and I will not be cheering much. Nah, that's fair, mate. Look, definitely come say good day, mate. I'd appreciate it. J2, if only you live streamed in your birthday suit. Oh, look, if Jezza Cameron kicks the 100, maybe I will. Maybe. Flag say, surely have 2 trades and 22 primos, T-Mac 23rd. Should I trade this week to guarantee granny spot or hold off in case of injuries? I think with 2 trades, I reckon you can do 1. So if you've got a bit of cash or you're doing a bit of a sideways trade, yeah, I reckon I'd do 1 trade. But I wouldn't want to burn both. Luke, no, Goodwin is not coaching this weekend. Thank you, mate. Thanks for the we've seen this is the second time I've seen this one. Hey, yeah, we're in form here. Magpies, hi, Shorty. Just want to say thanks for all the advice during the year. I love all the videos and streams. Always the top moment of the week. Thanks, mate. Hey, I appreciate that. And absolutely welcome. I really do appreciate it. It's a highlight of my week as well. And yeah, no worries at all. You know, sometimes the advice is better than others and sometimes not so. But and like I've said a couple of times, it's round 21, round 22, whatever it is. If you're on the live stream right now, hey, respect that. You're one of the top tier fans. It's not too much SuperCoach to talk about. We're just talking trash. So I appreciate you being on. Bazookia, as a D's man, I don't want any of the experienced options. No recycled coach, want a flag since Malthouse. Give me Danny Daly, second choice, Corey Enright. Yeah, fair play. I reckon that's a great call because you're so right. A lot of the times we almost get these coaches on like reputation. And when they come to the club, they just don't seem to be the same version. And they're like, hang on, where's that bloke that built that dynasty? You know? So yeah, I don't mind that. I think you want to try and find the next Clarko, not the old Clarko. You know, I think for an example, I think that's good. Widescreen TV, Cats wouldn't want Giants at the AFLX Stadium. Yeah, I know. We would not want them, mate. We would not. Take it to the MCG, bro. We don't want it there. J2, good for work as well, mate, as we have a good finals run. So I have to get behind them. Yeah, nice, mate. That's good as. Look, I'd love, there's not too many teams I'd like to see go well. But yeah, honestly, like Gold Coast and Freo, yeah, I wouldn't mind to see do all right. Giants to a lesser extent, but yeah, obviously, I don't want Brisbane or Collingwood to win it, personally. Conbrain, you've already got the GOAT, Lawson Humphreys. Yeah, Lawson's pretty good. Wouldn't mind, more penetrating kick, but he is a pretty good kick, to be fair. Tiger Reebok, Collingwood are a high chance to fall out of the top 8 if they lose one of the Crows and Hawks and Cats and Suns. Then it's all percentage. Out of the 8. I mean, they're on 60. Like, it'd have to go terribly wrong. Like, they're not going to miss the 8, but like that'd be just disastrous. But yeah, I mean, they do. Yeah, they need to win on Thursday, no doubt about that. But because their percentage is strong, like their percentage is really strong. Like Giants, Hawthorn, they ain't catching up 13 percentage points. Gold Coast maybe, but yeah, it would be a disaster for them to miss the top 4. They should still, but yeah, it's a game you don't want to drop. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, top 8, that's harsh. Luke, do you reckon the margin could get to 100 points on Friday night? Yeah, it could, mate. It definitely could. I think it's a strong chance, to be honest. J2, I'd love to see Jez get a ton, but don't think he can. If he does, I'll run onto the ground with the package out of that confidence. What about in finals, mate? I am confident he kicks it in the finals. Confident. Hawksy, yeah, shorty, mate. Thanks for the streams. Don't think I followed any of your advice and your team sucks, but here we are. And that's what I often say, mate. You know, you come for the advice, but you just stay for the stories. You know, you just stay for the vibes. And I'm the first one to say that it's been an absolute howler of a season. We've got plenty wrong, but it gives me something to do. And I really do enjoy the Shorty Supercoach community. You're a funny bunch of bastards, and we do have a good laugh on the Wednesday. J2, it's all right, Short Rod. Don't need to tell everyone else who your favourite is. Piers, the D's could have had Minnie McWalter. Yeah, really? Okay. Yeah, he might have been in the mix if they went early. Jack, if I'm you and have Max Holmes, I'm definitely VCing him, considering Grundy VC also. If Fort is rucking and not Oscar Mack, that could be juicy. Yeah, Grundy's just in outstanding form. Yeah, Max Holmes, he can go big, so I don't mind that. And he does like it down at the category. Yeah, not a bad call, mate. Pierce, if Jezza kicks his 100 on grand final day, could it be the most iconic moment in AFL history? It'd be up there, mate. Like, it'd be so bizarre because I feel like the delay would be insane. Like, imagine if the game's close. The delay would be almost an hour, I reckon. Like, the way security is, and I remember the Sydney game with Buddy, like, that was 45 minutes, I reckon. And I just feel for, like, a grand final, it'd be even more. It'd be even longer. So, yeah, like, and imagine you'd have everyone from the top stands, they'd be coming down to the bays below, wouldn't they? Like, you'd be all huddled. Like, it'd be a bizarre event. It'd be bizarre. It'd be so strange, but it'd be such an amazing moment. Yeah. Flaghawk, I have 2 trades. Should I go Warner to Richards or try to bring in Holmes as an anti-pod? Well, who would you be trading for Holmes? Are we still talking Warner? Because, yeah, I like both. If I had to choose one, I'd go Holmes. Hawksy, for the love of all that is fucking holy, please don't have Geelong in the grand final. You couldn't deal with it, eh, mate? Couldn't deal with it. Magpie, Shorty is a Pies fan. What have we done? We are 2.5 clear on top and now could miss the top 4. We have played too cute, not connecting well anymore, celebrating goals with teammates. We need to win tomorrow, and if not, looking very bad. Yeah, I think if you go down tomorrow, then it's a bit of panic stations. But I'm not panicking yet. I think we've seen teams before, Collingwood included, have a month where they're a bit off later in the season. Yeah, it's ideally you don't lose top spot. Of course, that goes without saying. But we've seen sides, whether they have a bigger training block or you just can't hold that form for the whole year, I don't know. But we've seen teams drop out of form a touch and then regather for the final. So I'm still, if I had to put a premiership tip, I would still go the Pies right now. But yeah, if you lose tomorrow, it's a different story. RJ Ripper, surely you jump on the fence if Jez kicks 100? Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. People power will speak. Was that Quartermain's call or something along those lines? Yeah, I would. J-Tube, if Jez kicks a ton, you have to shave the banana off and also shave the... Wow, he finds a way to make some of the loosest comments. We do love it. Basil Holmes VC. I'm feeling Holmes. I just think Bailey's been going okay, but he's not quite at his absolute best form earlier in the season. So, yeah, I like Holmes. Luke, random question, but do you reckon the Eagles will sack Minnie in a couple of years? Oh, look, so hard to say. My gut feel would be no. I actually think West Coast have been better than what their ladder position says. I actually think you can see a style that he's implementing. But, yeah, it's very hard to say. I mean, yeah, you can't have too many years like this. It's not often the rebuild coach survives for too long, but sometimes they do. Pierce, it would incredibly aura if Jezza kicks 100. Can you live stream your run? Actually, great call. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Good point. I'll do that because imagine if he's on 89 goals coming in around 24 or 91. Oh, imagine that. J2, who's closer to a flag? D's, Blues, North, or Saints? Yeah, good question. Look, I'm ruling out. That's tough. I'm ruling the Blues out. I feel like they missed their opportunity and they could be on the slide. I think St Kilda. Melbourne's tough because they've still got is Petrarca not the player he once was? Can Oliver get back to it? Because once Gawn's gone, I reckon they've only got 2 more years with him. So I'm almost ruling the D's out, and part of me wants to say North because I actually really rate their midfield, but I also really rated LDU. So I just feel like you couldn't say North. But look, if St Kilda can get Max King up and running, they've got the halfback flankers. They've got Wanganeen Miller. I actually really like Darcy Wilson coming through, and they've got Taru. So I'm going to go St Kilda. Hawksy, no Sam Pang on the front bar. Looks like you'll do for now. Sure, thanks, mate. I'll happily go second to Sammy Pang. Pierce, don't pull the hammy. Yeah, how embarrassing, bro. Tiger Rewalt, as a Tiger supporter, as much as I want it to happen, Pies will not lose tomorrow. No Day, no Hawks. Not that they are good anyway. Pies likely to lose to the Crows. So, yeah, I think to the Crows loss very likely. But, yeah, it'd be huge if they lost tomorrow night. They'd be pulling the place down, that's for sure. Izzy, hi, I came from your TikTok live. Oh, well, thanks for coming across, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's always good when you get a few coming over from TikTok as well, but we've always got the core YouTube list of names too. We love Blesty. VC Holmes this week. He has a great record against Essendon. Yeah, and I think a pretty good record at Geelong too. He always seems to play well there. Magpies, what is the perfect length for shoelaces? Can't be too long or too short. What is the perfect length? Look, I can't give you a centimeter, but I think you want that length where you've done 2 knots and the whatever they call them, the bloody loopy bits, are in relatively tight. You don't want that loopy bit still hitting the ground once you've done the double knot. I think you want that to be, all done and dusted. Hunter, shorty, you a MILF or barely legal operator? We are staying away from that question. Oh, you're a bad man. Jack, I feel like I'm getting grey hairs waiting for this engagement ring to arrive. Oh, no, giving it till end of the next week and then going to have to buy a cheap something. Oh, jeez. So have you been able to make... Oh, he continues on. If it doesn't arrive, I can also propose when we're back here in Norway, but want to propose abroad on our holiday, mate. I assume you've made contact with them. Like, what are they saying? Like, what are they sort of saying to you, bro? Because that's so bad, I reckon. Like, for a place like that, which would clearly do these types of things to a bit of a time frame regularly, like, this is poor form by them. Bazookia Saints literally have Nas and nothing else. Well, I don't think that's exactly true. Like, I think Higgins is still relatively young. Jack Sinclair's not exactly old. I think they've got Taru. I really rate Darcy Wilson. I think Filippo's a good player. Yeah, look, none of those 4 lists of teams were overly good. So you got to back something in. Bazooki has gone North. Fair enough. J2, I'm not sold on North at all. I think this is the Saints' time. They can have to cash in before they slide again. And they do have a bit of cash in the bank. So maybe they can do some, like if they were able to snare a Butters or something. I don't think the Koning's the answer, but bless you, if the Saints can get TDK and keep Naz, they can definitely be close to playing. Well, there you go. So he rates TDK. See, I sort of think you've got Rowan Marshall. So how much improvement can you actually get from going Marshall to DeConing? But what if you could spend that money on a gun mid? Like, I just feel like they need an upgrade in that space. Pierce, please don't leave us hanging all post-season. I'll miss you. Nah, look, I'll bob up. I'll bob up from the occasional live. like I'll often say, I do enjoy a bit of a recharge because as much as I love doing it, it is something that it's quite structured. You got your sort of times on the week that you're always locked into. But so I do like a little refresh, and then we go bang, we go super hard at the end of the year with preseason starting. But no, I'll bob up. We'll do a bit of a quiz night as well. I normally do that, and we'll certainly touch base, mate. I appreciate it. Jack, word from personal source. Nas and his manager are talking to Port Adelaide quietly, working a big offer. Wow, look at the insight there. A little personal one from Jack. We love that. J-Tube, can you give us a detailed day in the life? Can't leave anything out or any cuts. So if you shower, take a shit. You're a bad man, mate. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. You're a bad man. Izzy, yes, talking about how my trades are done for the season, but I haven't done any. Oh, yes. I think we were talking about Jezza Cameron as well. You're the Cats fan, aren't you? Oh, thanks for coming across. Pierce, Jack, mate, you got to give her the old onion ring. The old burger ring like Adam Cooney. Luke, do the Crows make the granny shorty? Hope so. I don't think so. I think they'll win a final maybe. And, well, I do think they'll win a final, but I just reckon it'll either be Geelong, Brisbane, or Collingwood in the granny. Jack, peak season, they tell me. And busy time of the year for it, which I get, but I told them to get the fucking ball rolling, not something. Yeah, I know. And I feel like when you're paying that sort of money, like, yeah, it's peak season, but isn't this kind of their thing? Like, surely I get it's peak season, but they've got their estimations completely wrong, which is just really throwing you out. That's the issue. If it's going to take a while, tell you so you can sort of plan around it. Magpies, if you've committed to the double knot and bunny ear loops are hitting the floor, you're in crisis. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Shorty, Flag Hog. Shorty, who are you tipping tomorrow night? I'm tipping Collingwood. Honestly, I'm fairly confident on it, to be fair. Jack, I've had messages from some mates that I could give her a cock ring. It'd be comedic. It would be comedic. Are you going like a nice dinner sort of operation or a surprise just on a nature walk or what? Jack's proposing to Hawksy, mate. All right, we'll do 2 more questions, then we'll get the quiz going. Luke, actually, Bailey Smith should be the Melbourne coach for next year. Then he will get on the nose beers at each. That'd be an interesting press conference. On the Sunday night, yeah. Look, I'm not a Sunday night guy. I don't know. Like, I like Thursday night. I think by the time Sunday night rolls around, I'm ready for footy to be done by 6 or 7 and then just reset for the week. Maybe I'm a little biased because I've got my review to do, so it kind of annoys me when there's a late game because the rankings aren't updated to like 10 or 11. So maybe that's that bias kicking in. But let me just get this quiz up. So get a random poll in. Well, mate, I don't even know how to do a bloody poll anymore, bro. Take it over try. If someone can tell me how you do a poll on StreamYard, I'll be forever grateful. Character. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be very like, geez, this is like the smallest game of all time. Is on Kahoot, and the code is 22395. Yeah, and so true. And then like, is the Gold Coast Essendon game counted in this though? That's what I'm trying to figure out because I didn't think it was going to be. But then people are talking about trading in Tuke Miller and that type of thing. So is that I don't know. Have I missed a trick? Is that even going to be counted? Like, but yeah, let me know if this code's working. It kind of seems a little bit sus being so short, but let me know. Let me know. Staying in Melbourne tomorrow night too, guys. I've got a PD on Friday up in Melbourne. It's in like one of the suburbs, and I thought, 9 o'clock start. Like, I don't want to be like catching the train up in the morning, getting up at 6:30. Footy's on the night before, so I was like, stuff it. I'll just get me a little hotel. I'm going up with one of the blokes for the PD from work, but he's got kids and stuff. And he's like, oh, mate, I can't really stay up. And I was like, bugger. And I was like, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. So yeah, should be a bit of fun. Can't remember what that was in. I need to do the Kahoot. Don't start with that. But that's all right, Pierce. You let us know when you're in, mate. Gold Coast doesn't count, I don't think. Yeah, okay. Well, that certainly answers Luke's question before about doing Took Miller, doesn't it? Got to head off picking a wedding dress for Jack. Yeah, it's beautiful. Guys, can I come to the wedding? This just sounds beautiful. RJ Ripper, Noah Anderson to poll 6 votes in the last round. Yeah, I know. That's honestly a potential. Izzy's in. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, we've got a few in. We've got 11 in already. We've got Silvio. We've got Connor, PJ. We've got Luke Libber, the 9. Hot is Shorty. Big Bill, RJ, Shorty's Monster. There's some loose names. Tiger Rewalt, Izzy, Shorty F6, Fev for Brownlow. Oh, jeez. Pierce is in. Good stuff. Good stuff, mate. Shorty, do you think Hawks will make finals? No, I think they'll miss, mate, which might be bad news on your end. But, yeah, I do think they'll miss. Magpies back-to-back quiz wins tonight. Come on, surely I'll get up. Good luck, mate. Good luck. Who are you in there, mate? Who are you so I can keep a bit of an eye on it? Let me know. Oh, what have we got here? What have we got here? Jordan. Hey, mate, just wondering if you have the backup generator running for tonight's stream. Hey, whoa. You guys surrendered, my guy. What is this? Just a bit of jovial fun was had the other day by me and Clown. There's no need for that type of talk, Jordan. But yeah, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me, man. Come and join the quiz, Jordan. Have a grand old time. He's nice. And you're Shorty F6. Good stuff. Big Bill Frampton. Love it. The defending champ here. Good stuff. So yeah, we got 14 in there. How many's watching the stream? 27. Yeah, well, many more want to join in. Please let me know if you're still trying, but if not, I'll start it soon. I came second last week, but can't be stuffed to get up and get on rocking the one device. Yeah, it sounds like it's a bit tricky sometimes, but that's okay. Tom, 25 words or less. How can you make SuperCoach better? Ooh, that's a good one. You don't count me words too much, but I would personally at least have a different version of SuperCoach. Have your classic, but I would have a version where you have to pay extra. And I explained this on a video I did last year, like a bit of a loading tax. If a guy's in a certain ownership range, you have to pay a little bit extra. And it might only be a few percent. You might only have to pay 30 extra K or 40 extra K. But if a guy gets beyond 30%, you got to pay an extra 10%. The idea, you can work out the numbers, whatever it is, but just have a few brackets. You know, that's an extra 2%. That's an extra 5%. That's an extra 10%. And what I think that will do is actually, reward people that get on board certain players earlier rather than everyone just jumping on Brody Grundy. You can still get them, but you've got to pay more. And not only will it reward those people, but it will then incentivize to be like, gee, do I pay that extra 40K for this guy or do I go this pod, like someone under 5%? I think it'll just give us a question, like give us a choice. You know, I can afford to get him, I will. And then it will just advantage people that actually trade well and get the right guys in at the right time. So that's certainly not 25 words, but that's what I'd do. Whoops, wasn't meant to press send on the last one. If you don't recognize Sylvia, might be before your time. Which one was it? I was sort of scan reading a few of those. Where are we? Silvio's not even in there anymore. What is going on? Shorty socks. Jackie boy, I followed you to work the other day. Yeah, I noticed. Yes, I'm aware, mate. I'm aware, Jackson. Yeah. I believe you're stalking me, my guy. Good stuff, Izzy. Good stuff. Good luck for it. Jack's engagement ring. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, look, I did say, look, if you want me to condense it, I'll do it, but I can't do it live, man. Can't do it live. These pricks. These pricks. Can we get another Haughty Supercoach restructure video? But yeah, I know it sounds a bit complicated, and I'm not saying you have to do it, but we've got Classic, we've got Draft, maybe have Supercoach Pro or Supercoach Elite, like something different. People are like, no, I love Classic. It's simple. I don't have to think too much. Yep, do that. Do it. But have a different option for us for people that want to maybe push themselves a bit further or have something a bit more complex. Like, I feel like you can mash the great uniqueness of Draft and Classic because they're both good within their own right. But if we can just mesh them together, just give us a choice. Do you need to go the guy who's a bit more unique, or do you just pay the cash? And you can work out the numbers and it wouldn't be that hard. Let the program work it out. You don't have to do the maths on percentages and shit. But yeah, like it needs to reward more for the first pick. Yeah, I know. Because like for example, I remember one year. Some people went the risk on Nick Dacos, some didn't. But it didn't really matter because anyone who didn't take the risk, you just bring them in before the price changes anyway. So, and because we've got the trade boost now, we've got 6 trades to recorrect and change our teams before the prices change. So never, like more than ever, do we get the same sort of teams because you've got 6 correctional trades as opposed to 4 before the prices change at the start of the year. So, yeah. Oh, we'll start the quiz very soon, mate. Give it like 1 minute. Shorty, what's your favorite type of beer? Oh, plot twist, mate. I don't like beer. I don't. Give me a Canadian club, bro. I'm sorry. I do not play Draft Stars, mate. Should I? Should I? Hawks by 25. Daniel, get the clown out. Would anyone else like to see the clown who was a prop in the prank war? Wardlaw, I'm ranking him for Neil and Archer, mate. Oh, I don't mind it. Yeah, look, it's probably not a bad call considering both reasonable prices. Yeah. This will not be happening, Jack. This will not be happening. So, no, sorry, mate. The clown's too scary. The clown's too scary. Look, I thought the clown was. I used 12 trades in 4 weeks. It set me up, but it shouldn't be possible. Yeah. So true. It is. It's a very strange system we have these days. Yeah, okay. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Look, I might have to check it out. Look, we will start this quiz. We've got 19 in there. Sorry I waffled on for a little bit, but good luck. Good luck. If you're new to the quiz, 12 questions. If you can answer quickly, that is sort of a bit of an advantage, but obviously you want to get it right. How many bags of 5+ goals has Logan Morris kicked this year? He obviously bagged 6 straight the other night. But how many bags of 5 goals or more? 1, 2, 3, or 4? That's this season we're talking. 3 is correct. Most got that right. I think he's gone 6 and a 5 and a 5. So Tiger Rewald, Shorty F6. He's trying to go back to back, and he's off to a good start. Lukey Mack, Shorty's Monster, the unit in 5th. How many disposals did Brody Grundy have on the weekend? 39, 32, 36, or 35? I feel like a lot will probably know this because he's in a lot of teams, but I didn't see this game, and I couldn't believe that he had these numbers, to be honest. But boom, there you go. 39 touches for a ruckman. It's ridiculous. Shorty's Socks was the highest climber, but Tiger Rewald's on top. The units in second, Lukey Mack, Flaghawk, and RJ, a couple of newcomers into the top 5 after 2 questions. And how many of those disposals were in the last quarter? 11, 14, 16, or 17? Final quarter stats. He had 16 touches. So there you go. A few went 14. So this might split a few up here. Connor, he's up 5 places, but RJ goes to top. Shorty's Monsters in second. Lukey Mack holding in there at third. Fev Brownlow Knight is fourth, and Shorty F6. He moves back in the top 5, so he's hanging around the defending champ. How many games did Simon Goodwin coach? 199, 212, 203, or 177? I reckon if you've been watching a few of the footy shows, yeah, this will definitely pop up a bit. So how many for Simon? 203. So again, there was a few different answers in there. Lukey Mack goes to the top. A well-respected quiz master. RJ second. Shorty F6. He's up to third. The unit fourth. Shorty's Monster has dropped to 5 there on the ranks. How many games did Jack Martin play for Gold Coast? 116, 97, 71, or 85? He played 97 for the Suns, and again, a bit of a split, so we might be having a bit of a shake-up on the leaderboard, but Lukey Boy stays on top. Shorty F6, he climbs up second. RJ, Shorty's Socks, and Shorty's Fluffer in fifth. Luke Libber, he's up 4 places. He was our highest climber for the round. How many points did Fremantle trail the Blues by at three-quarter time on Sunday night? Before, of course, coming back to win, where they're down by 14, 8, 2, or 11 at three-quarter time. Eight points. A few went 14, but yeah, it was 8 points. Oh, Lukey's on fire. He's still on top. RJ, Shorty F6. Luke Libber doing nicely. Shorty's Fluffer. He stays in fifth. Question 7. What number did Simon Goodwin wear at the Crows? 12, 29, 36, or 16? Had a nice left boot on him. Did goody at the Crows. 36 is correct. 12 of you guys got that right. Our highest, or up 4 places, was Hot is Shorty, but Lukey Mack, he's proving tough to catch. He's on top. RJ, Shorty F6. The unit moves up. The only move in the top 5 there. Lukey Libber is in 5th place. Question 8. How many goals did Richmond kick in the first half against Gold Coast? 0, 1, 2, or 3? They were indeed held goalless, just the 5 behinds. No change to the top 5 there. Most people got that one right. Can they catch Lukey Boy? Question 9. How many clubs did Harley Bennell play for? 1, 2, 3, or 4? I think most of us know, the Gold Coast playing career, but how many clubs did he play for across his career? Represent the side. It was indeed 3. I honestly forgot that he also represented Melbourne, but Lukey Mack with the 9 streak of correct answers. RJ, he's hanging around. RJ, he's second. Luke Liver's up to third. Shorty F6, he's fourth. Shorty's Fluffer is fifth. So there's still a chance for some, but Luke is going to have to slip up in these last 3 questions. How many SuperCoach points did Tim English score on the weekend? 202, 210, 191, 197. And I normally like to chuck a couple of tougher ones in the last 2 or 3 questions just to potentially shake up the leaderboard. I don't know if this will test us. Nah, it didn't. Most of you got that right. Well played. But RJ goes to the top. Oh, boy, that's huge. That is huge. He's taken over the Lukey Boy. Luke Libber, he's on a 9-win streak here. So question 11. This is going to go down to the wire. Which player wears the lowest number out of these players? Josh Worrell, Hugh Bond, Mark Keane, or Nick Murray? Bit of an Adelaide flavour here. Lowest number. Damn, they're all over it. Nick Murray, correct. Oh, geez. Oh, no, Lukey Boy. No, RJ's on top, and he might prove uncatchable. Lukey Libber's up to second. Shorty F6 is working hard, defending well. Big Bill Frampton. He was up 4 places. But question 12, not sure they can catch him. Which of these Tigers played the most games? Nathan Foley, Greg Tibbendale, Chris Newman, or Kane Pettifer? And do yourself a favor, go watch some Nathan Foley highlights. Some of the more underrated highlights that you'll see, like, I feel like he just burst on the scene for 2 seasons, but some of the running goals that he kicked, unbelievable. Chris Newman is correct. Is it RJ? In third, Shorty F6, a strong defender of the title. Second place, Luke Libber. And I think this will be RJ on top. Well played, mate. Well played. A huge finish there. Huge finish. We'll go through the leaderboard. Look at those stupid guys just dance around. What is that dinosaur even wearing? Is that a fucking dinosaur or a turtle? What's even going on there? Look at that damn raccoon wearing that weird-ass hat. I feel like that eagle's judging me, you know. All right, let's go through. So we rounded out the top 3, but then we had Shorty's Fluff at 4th, Lukey Mack, the unit, Shorty's Monster, Connor, Fev Brownlow Knight, Shorty Socks, Tiger Rewalt, Hot is Shorty, Big Bill, Flag Hawk, Bazzo, PJ Talk Sports, the 9, JK, Izzy, and then I think Silvio wasn't around for too long, potentially, but very good. Who was RJ? I always forget who people are, but where are we? Oh, yeah, RJ Ripper. That makes a lot of sense. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, that's rough, mate. That's rough. That's a good comeback. It's a good comeback. That's right, Izzy. Hopefully we'll get you back next week, mate, and you can bounce back. No, that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's your first Kahoot. It's all good. It's first footy Kahoot. It's just all about the vibes, you know. That was the one to win. Then I blew it in the end. Oh, mate. It's okay. It's okay. You're a consistent performer, Luke. We respect it. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Well, it is 9 o'clock and Shorty's feeling a Milo. He's feeling a bit of AFL 360. That's the vibe. That's the vibe, I think. Shorty, big question. Do you prefer the TikToks or the YouTube live stream? You guys know that. And I'm not even just saying this, but the YouTube live is a very different feel. I feel like we actually know each other. TikTok, there's a few regular performers, but TikTok's very much like bang, 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 question, comment, bang, bang, bang. But I feel like I enjoy going through each comment, and I feel like we know each other pretty well over here at YouTube. So I respect it. Can we do a second one? If I had a second one, we would, mate. But unfortunately, I don't. But I will do a bit of a quiz night at the end of the year. Some stage in the finals, I'll let you know. But that's when I do like maybe 4 or 5 Kahoots, and we just do a bit of a quiz night. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, Lukey boy. Corrupt. Come on, J2. Should you? How far off first was I, Shorty? Where are you, Luke Libber? You were 1,000 points off, so I think that's about a question or two, maybe 2 questions. Shorty, should I watch the TikTok lives? Oh, mate, if you want to, bro, I would love to. It'd be lovely to have you along. Thanks, Izzy. You too. Fingers crossed next week when I'm here. Yeah, mate, please. Yeah, keep us updated, bro. Keep us updated. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Appreciate it as always. I'll be back from a review tomorrow night. Most likely, I'm staying up in Melbourne, so unless we get carried away going in all sorts of shenanigans, we'll get the preview out. But yeah, then we're off to the footy on Friday night. So let's hope Jezza can bag 10. Stay in touch, guys. Appreciate all the support. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.